everybody, it's Mickey, and in today's video we are going to do a bit of a craft room reorganization. My craft room is a really busy place and it can get messy so fast. So today we're going to move things around a little bit, do some reorganization, and just create a space that works for me. So if you are new here, I hope you'll take a minute to subscribe. I put out new videos every week about all things home. So it's 2026 and it was seriously time for a little bit of a craft room refresh, especially after the holidays and all the crafting that I did for my daughter's wedding. This room was in need of a serious cleanup. I really do like to start off the year in a clean and organized space. The basic organization of this room has remained the same, but there is a few new additions and changes. So today I thought we would do a little updated craft room tour. I really like to show the disaster that is my craft room every so often because I get so many people telling me how neat and clean everything is, and I think it's important to show real life. This is how my craft room looked after the holidays and after Rebecca's wedding. It was a disaster. It was just one of those times I just kind of wanted to pull the door shut and walk away. So this was our starting off point, and I really felt that I could do better than this. I knew I had to rethink how I use this space and where I do the majority of my crafting. Though this room is on the smaller side, I knew that I had all the components that I needed to make a well-organized and used space. To start things off, I thought we would take a look around the room to see what is different and what has remained the same. As you probably noticed, the configuration of the furniture has changed a little bit. I thought a lot about how I use this space and how I could make the flow a little bit better for myself between my two workstations, my standing desk and my computer desk, because that seems where all the piling up happens. So I went ahead and I made the change to push the computer station up against the opposite wall, facing in a new direction. And this really seemed to open up the space. All of my DIYs and my crafting projects are done at the standing desk. This is a flexi-spot desk that allows you to lower or raise your work surface so that you can stand while working on a project. Standing is my preferred way to craft, so I spend a lot of time at this desk, and I think the reason why things got so piled up here was that there just wasn't enough space to move around. By moving my computer station against the wall, it has really opened up the space, which allows me to spread my materials out a little bit more and also allows me the floor space to pull up a craft cart or two to expand my work surface. Right now, I have my desk all set up to film some creative journaling videos. I am really excited about bringing more planning and journaling videos to you this year. For those videos, I like to use my canvas camera mount for overhead shots and my Cricut workstation light. Having the ability to raise or lower this workstation really does allow me to get that perfect angle. I also took into consideration the type of crafting that I do most of the time. And for me right now, it is planning, creative journaling, and scrapbooking. And with each of those crafts comes an exorbitant amount of stickers. And I know that I have a ridiculous amount, but I do use them. I plan every week. I create layouts for my journals and scrapbooks, and there are just so many beautiful stickers right now. It is just hard to resist. I organize the majority of my stickers by utilizing albums and binders that really help categorize them, and with so many of them, make them easier to find. Under my standing desk, I have two of these Riesenthal baskets, one of which I use to hold all of my planning and journaling stickers. I keep them in disc-bound binders, and I have them divided by the size of planner that they are used in, either an A5, 7x9, weeks, and so on. And in the other basket, I keep a lot of materials for my creative and junk journals. Inside, I have my Beacons fabric glue, some glue sticks, duct tape, a ribbon, and just a bunch of different memorabilia that I have collected from trips and different celebrations. Currently, I love to make junk journals out of composition books and little golden books. Like this Dolly Parton junk journal that I just made. Junk journaling is a lot of fun, and it's a great way to memory keep without having to worry so much about making everything look just so perfect. If you guys would like a video on how I create my junk journals by using little golden books, I would love to do one for you because I just found a Gilmore Girls golden book that I cannot wait to make into a fall junk journal. So be sure to let me know in the comment section down below. I would really love to put this video together for you. I also have a good collection of pens, markers, and paint pens, and it's pretty much growing every day. I have been working on my hand lettering and art for years, and having so many different types of medium to choose from inspires different types of art. I use a lot of hand lettering in my journals and scrapbooks, so that requires a different type of pen or marker, and I really enjoy adding doodles and art to my journals, and I use acrylic paint markers for that. Since these types of pens and markers need to be stored in a certain way, I have many different drawers and containers that allow me to store my collection horizontally, which is preferred. Many of these systems I found on Amazon, which I will leave links to down below, and many times marker manufacturers have their own storage systems that you can purchase as well. Pens and markers come in so many different price points that you can easily find comparable sets for less money if you look. I really like Grabby Pens and Markers, Shuttle Art, and Rytech are just a few companies that sell sets at pretty reasonable prices. I have an upcoming video that I share all of my favorite supplies for planning and journaling, and many of them can be found on Amazon. So be sure to subscribe and follow along so you don't miss anything. Since our last craft room tour, I have added some shadow boxes here on my photo ledges for some of the conferences that I have been able to attend over the last couple years. Attending planner conferences has been such a great experience for me. It's a really powerful thing to be in a room with like-minded people that you share so many things with. I have also been so lucky to have met so many good friends in the planner community, and you really only get a chance to visit with them at these types of events. I put together the shadow boxes that I found at Michael's for each of the Go Wild conferences that I have attended, and I've also attended several of the DC journal conferences close to home. They're such great memories for me, and it's really fun to have them displayed here in my craft room. I still utilize several craft carts in this space. I think that a craft cart is such an awesome way to keep materials that you use all the time close at hand, and I also think it's a great way to move your crafting to another area of your room or to a different room in your home. They are a great option to divide and organize different crafts that you do. There's just so many uses for these carts. I think that they are a great addition to anyone's craft space. I have a two-tiered cart that I keep next to me all the time. On it, I store my Sula bag, which contains a lot of my supplies for planning every week and journaling. I have my Canon Ivy in here, and I also have my pen case that holds so many of the tools that I use every day. These Sula bags are just awesome. They have so many pockets that you can store just so many things. Now next to this cart, I have a little mini cart that I think I found at Michael's several years ago, and it just holds a bunch of different stuff that I use all the time. I have my measuring tape, white out adhesive. It also holds some of my camera equipment, pencil cases, rulers, just a bunch of stuff. I think that these carts are just so useful in so many ways. Even if you don't have a craft room, I think that having one of these little carts that you can move around your house is such a great way to just organize your life. Today was a quick updated craft room tour. If you are looking for a more in-depth video about the systems that I use in this space, I have a video called 25 Ways to Organize Your Craft Room, which goes into much more detail. I will link it up above and down below for you. This is a great video if you need some solid organizing ideas. So that's going to do it for me. I hope that you enjoyed today's Easy Craft Room Reset video. If you are looking for more information, be sure to check out the video that I mentioned, 25 ways to organize your craft room. Be sure to leave me a comment down below and let me know if you are interested in seeing some videos about junk journaling. And while you're there, don't forget to subscribe. I would love to have you all back as part of our YouTube family. Join our communities over on Facebook and Instagram at My Bashful Life. So until I see you in that next video, I hope that you love the life that you have. Be kind to each other, stay safe, and I will see you again soon. Bye.